15 years can reshape a life. It's enough time to age, to let go, to forget the way someone laughed, or how they liked their coffee in the morning. When Emily and I ended our marriage, it wasn't explosive. No fights. No betrayal. No doors slamming. It was more like a slow erosion, the quiet kind that you don't even notice until you're standing in the rubble. We drifted apart while living side by side. Strangers sharing the same walls. I used to lie in the dark, listening to her soft breathing beside me, wondering how we went from midnight walks hand in hand to barely brushing against each other for days. We made efforts to fix it, therapy sessions, romantic evenings, even a weekend away by the ocean. But the spark never came back. Our talks became polite, our silences stretched longer, heavier. We were like two housemates jointly raising a daughter, pretending to be a couple long after we'd stopped being one. One evening, after we tucked our daughter into bed, Emily turned to me with exhaustion written across her face and said, "I think we both know this isn't working." I gave a small nod. That was it. No tears. No anger. Just quiet acceptance. A few weeks later, she packed her things and moved out. The years that followed were the most difficult. Not because I missed her exactly, but because I mourned the life we were supposed to build. I missed the whispered dreams we shared before real life interfered. I missed waking up to the scent of her hair, her soft humming while making breakfast. I tried seeing other people, but every relationship felt like a weak echo. I'd come home, pour a drink, and sit in a room that felt far too quiet. We only kept in touch because of our daughter. Our interactions were brief and practical. Pick-up schedules, school meetings, tuition deadlines. When she went off to college, the contact faded. No more calls. No more texts. We faded out of each other's worlds completely. I thought that was where our story ended. I made peace with it. Then, out of nowhere, 15 years later, a message came in from an unknown number. I almost deleted it, assuming it was junk. But something made me pause. The first line read, "Hey, it's me, Emily." My heart skipped. I just stared at the screen, unsure what to feel. After all this time, what could she possibly have to say? Her message was short, but it shook something loose inside me. She wrote, "I know this is sudden, but I've been thinking about you a lot lately. I just wanted to say I'm sorry." I read it 5 times. I had no idea how to respond. Was I supposed to say I'd been waiting for this? Or that it no longer mattered? I didn't write back that night. Or the next. But on the 3rd night, after rereading her words over and over, I finally replied, "Thank you. That means more than you know." She responded almost immediately. She told me the last few years had changed her: therapy sessions, a second marriage that didn't work out, health scares, loneliness. She said time gave her clarity. That back when we were married, she didn't know how to show love, and instead of facing that, she blamed me. She admitted to shutting me out emotionally, and said she carried the guilt of how things ended for a long time. We started having occasional conversations. Nothing romantic. No talk of rekindling anything. Just two people finally tending to the invisible wounds left behind. We spoke about our daughter, about memories we remembered differently. We even laughed once or twice, something I hadn't done with her in almost 20 years. Then one day, she said something that cracked something inside me. "I used to think you were the reason it all fell apart. But looking back, I didn't even know how to love myself, let alone you." That hit hard. For so long, I had carried this quiet guilt, the idea that I wasn't enough. And now, after all these years, the very person who made me feel that way was telling me it had never really been my fault. We didn't talk about meeting up. There was no grand reunion. Just occasional messages, slowly untangling the emotional knots we had left behind. And through those conversations, something inside me eased. It wasn't exactly forgiveness. It was something gentler, acceptance, maybe. A quiet sort of peace. 15 years after our marriage ended, Emily reached out with a message I never expected. And though it didn't rewrite our history, it helped me finally stop rereading it. Sometimes, closure doesn't come from going back. It comes from finally being heard. And after all that time, I finally was.